Good day, good people. This is basically Spook situated within a building, and we are back again on another video. As you can currently notice, we are basically looking at US 30. So, on today's video, I'm gonna do a breakdown of a trade that I took within this week. Actually, I took the trade last week and I closed the trade within this week. As you know, I'm kind of like a swing trader. So as you can basically notice at the moment, we are staring at a weekly time frame. So as I've mentioned, I trade horizontal lines, support and resistance. As you can see, I placed my resistance on where the market turns. I place my lines on market turns, wherever the market turns, I placed a line. As you can see, here's a market turn. I placed the line, another market turn right over here. I placed the line, another market turn. I simply placed the line. So as you can see at the moment, the market is right over here. So I simply trade retests or pullbacks. I basically wait for the market to break out from a level. As you can see, the market was between this one and this one. I wait for it to break and go up, and once it reaches the one above, I expect the market to come back down, pull back or retest on the support, and then that's when I took my buys. So let's move on to a much smaller time frame so that we can get a better view of the market. Let's see. As you can see, the market was moving from this level right over here. Basically, I waited for the market to touch here and reverse to this level. It never did that. As you can see here, it touched and it pulled back right over here. That's when I took my buys. I took one loss and then I backed the entire bag when the market was going up. So let's move on to a much smaller time frame, the 4-hour time frame. Let's see. As you can see, this is how it played out. The market was buying, guys. It was buying. So I don't look for sells, I look for buys. As you can see, we broke out, we touched this level. I always wait for the market to touch the resistance. Once it has touched the resistance, I wait for it to come back, and it did come back. I placed my buy limit. It touched my buy limit this week right over here. It took me out. I took one loss and then I placed a buy stop, and then it triggered my buy stop. It went up beautifully. I wanted to hold this trade basically up until right over here at this last level here, acting as a resistance. I wanted to hold it up until here, but I was staring at the charts, I was looking at the charts, something that I know I'm not supposed to do. I did not place my take profit, because I wanted to hold this trade. I saw the market coming back down right over here. Then I decided, you know what, this one might come back down to my trade and take me out. That's when I closed my trade right over here. So I was supposed to close the trade with like profit of like 40,000 or 43,000. So I closed it with 34,000, so it's not bad, at least I was able to close my trade with profit, rather than closing it within a loss. So yeah, that's how I basically trade my trading strategy or my setup. So as you can see right now, the market is still right at this level. So for now, what I'm expecting within this upcoming week, I expect something like this. Breakout. We break out, we come right over here. I don't take sells. The market is buying. Sells and are something which I don't want to entertain right now. If I keep on taking sells, I'll be trading against the trend. You don't want to go against the trend. This is what I expect within this week. I'm not saying something like this can happen, but I'm basically ready, for something like this to happen. Once it reaches below my support, that's when I'll take the buy to the upside. I'm expecting something like this, the market to break out, touch here. Once it has touched, come back and touch this level. I'm not expecting the market to go up and then once it reaches here and then it doesn't touch this level, it comes back down. I'm not gonna take my buys if it doesn't touch this level right over here. It must touch like it did right here. It touched, so I waited for it to come back down. It never did right over here. It went back up, it played and then come back down. That's when it triggered my buy stop, took one loss, please the buy stop, went back up, profit done. I'm waiting for my next setup for it to break out, come back up, retest this level right over here and go back up. But if it doesn't do that, I'm also looking at something like this. The market, it's just game of probabilities. I'm just waiting for it to break out, come back here, and then go back up again, to this level right over here. And then once it is there, that's when I know now my sells are about to be triggered. I basically place a sell limit, my stop loss, my take profit, and then from here we go back down. So for this week, this is what I'm expecting from our precious US 30, something like this. It might happen that the market goes back up and then it doesn't come back down, it continues to go back up. So I'll be waiting for it to just basically come back, pull back, retest, and then go back up. This is simple, this is easy. I've been missing out on a lot of trades that I haven't been taking. Like for instance, this trade, the market went up, never touched this level right over here, came back down, went back up, came back down, never touched. But here I was ready for this one. When it touched, I was ready for it to come back down. It came back down. I made some money, and money was made. So for this week, I'm basically anticipating the market to keep buying, because we've been buying, since I don't know when. Let's see, since from starting from over here. No, not here. Since from over here, it's been going up. Since from right over here, on the 9th of April, we've been buying up until now. So I can't be looking for sells, should be just expecting buys. So I'm waiting for the market to break out, touch this level. If it doesn't touch, I'm not taking buys. If it comes back and it reverses here and then it comes back down, I'm not taking buys. I'll take buys once it has touched this level. I'll take my buys and then go back up. If it doesn't go back up, it breaks through this level below and touches this level of support, goes back up, and then resistance, sell limits get triggered, and then sell. Simple as that, nothing complicated, simple as it is, simple as I make it sound. So yeah, that's basically gonna be it for the video that I'm basically gonna upload within the upcoming few minutes. So please do check it out, guys. Please do like, subscribe, comment, anything that you might want to share, anything that you have in mind, please do let me know. So, and yeah, please do check out Vault Funder. It's a prop firm that I'm currently using at the moment. I have funded accounts that I'm currently trading, so I'd recommend that you do check it out. I'm just gonna leave the link within the description, so please, I appreciate it, guys. I'll keep updated, once I basically upload another video. So yeah, peace out.